Hi, Anissa Coy here with Firehouse Education, and I'm here to do a video for this week's column. And the question that I had sent in to me was asking if I could show how to properly apply Wood Cream Restore. So I'm going to do that for you here today. The Wood Cream Restore that I use is by Smoke Solve, and it's to be used on a piece of wood that is finished, okay? It's important, a raw piece of wood, it will just stain and won't be able to work properly. So the piece of wood that you're using with furniture or whatever needs to be finished. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to apply this Wood Cream Restore is applied with a 4/0 steel wool. Okay, it's very important that it's 4/0, so it's very fine and does not scratch your finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a little bit of steel wool. A little bit of wood cream with the steel wool pad, and I'm going to apply this in long, even strokes across the wood. Okay, now it's really important that you get this on in a very even fashion, all right, so that it works properly. And you always want to go with the grain of the wood. Wood cream will actually soak into the grain, and that's how it works, making sure that all smoke and soot residue is released from the piece of wood that you are working on. Okay, so I put a nice even coat here. You notice I'm doing this in nice, long, even strokes, all right? And then in order for it to work properly, it needs some dwell time. Now this is going to depend on how bad the fire is, how much smoke and soot damage there is on the piece of wood that you're working with. So pretty much on a really light fire, I might give it a dwell time of about 5 minutes. If it's longer or it's worse damage than that, you can leave it for up to 20 minutes in dwell time. Now, it doesn't hurt the piece of wood to leave it a longer dwell time. It just obviously takes more time. So you're going to want to kind of gauge that depending on the damage that you have, the amount of smoke and soot that you have on the wood. All right. So now I'm going to set the steel wool aside. For sake of the video, I'm not going to actually let this sit here for the full 5 minutes. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to remove it. And what we do is we want to remove it in the same fashion we put it on. Long, even strokes with the grain of the wood. I'm going to use a cotton cloth. That's what I prefer. You can use microfiber, but I prefer a nice, white, clean cotton cloth. Okay? So what I'm going to do is you can see it's pulling off that wood cream. All right? I'm taking all of the dirt and soot particles with it. So I'm going to do this very methodically, getting a little bit of clean piece of cloth each time I'm going across the wood. Okay? Nice, long, even strokes. Okay? Alright, so now I'm going to just go over it one last time to make sure that I've got all the oily, greasy residue off. Now, Wood Cream Restore is actually very, very good for the wood. Once I've got this off the main surface area, I'm just going to run it along the edges to be sure that I'm not leaving any bits of oily residue on the piece of wood. Okay, so you see how nice that looks? Alright, so now that I've got that all removed, what I'm going to do is, if you'll look a little closer here with the camera, I've got this little line, this groove on the wood. You want to make sure that in that area you got Wood Cream Restore so that it does pull up any residue that's left in that crease, but you also want to remove the wood cream. So I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to run it all along that edge. You see that? See the wood cream that comes off of that? You can see that in the camera very well. Okay. Now I'm going to do that again just to make sure that I'm getting all the residue. I'm going to do that. See, that was a little dirty. I'm going to do that until my Q-tip comes clean. We don't want our homeowner to unpack their shelf and have all of this greasy stuff on it. Not to mention, packing it up and leaving that on there isn't too good on the wood itself. And if you are leaving it on there and you've got some smoke or soot residue within the Wood Cream Restore, you're actually taking a chance on recontaminating the wood and with odor and any items that you may pack in a box with it. Alright, so that's pretty clean. If you'll notice, I'm getting a little bit of residue or a little bit of staining, but that's actually staining that's coming off. That's not smoke residue or wood cream. That's actually staining that is coming off of the color of the wood, which we'll often find when a piece of wood is stained So it's a kind of a reddish color that's coming off, which tells me that's just a little bit of the finish coming off, and that's fine, okay? So I'm done with this. Now I'm gonna lift the wood. See, underneath is also finished, so I can also apply the wood cream underneath here and do that same process. All right? But that is how you properly use wood cream restore. Now, at the end here as a finishing touch, what we're actually gonna do is we're going to then apply a nice furniture oil, maybe something, or possibly a furniture polish, just to kind of rehydrate the wood a little bit. And this piece of furniture is going to be good to go, ready to pack, should be odor-free. You can, if a piece of wood or furniture that you're working on is very badly covered with smoker soot, you can reapply the wood cream restorer 1, 2, 3 times, maybe several times, in order to make sure that when you're rubbing the cotton cloth across it after you're wiping off the wood cream, when you rub this cotton cloth across, it should come out clean. No smoke residue or any soot or anything on it. Same with going through the crack of the wood. We want to make sure that there's no residue or anything coming off of this piece of wood. Then you know that the wood's good to go. This also acts as a deodorizer. Makes it smell amazing, and this piece of wood will be like new. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and educational. If you have any questions for me, please post them below the video here or email me at anisa@firehouseeducation.com. And don't forget to send me in your questions, because maybe I will feature you in next week's Ask Anisa column. Till then, I thank you for watching.